going on, lasagnas? It's DylanLasagna here, and welcome to my Raw reactions for the August 1st, 2016 episode. Man, I can't believe it's August already. Summer goes by way too fast, man. So, with that being said, let's talk about my Raw reactions. The show opened with Sasha Banks as your new Women's Champion. And people are chanting at her, "You deserve it," because she still deserves it, absolutely. And she talks about how it's the era of the boss, and it's her time to shine as your Women's Champion. So here comes Charlotte. She's still pissed about tapping out to Sasha Banks. People are chanting, "You tapped out," and then she gives a lame ass excuse. "There's a fly!" And then Sasha, they go and argue. Charlotte tells Sasha that her reign as the women's champ will just be like a high school prom, a one-night stand. But Sasha counters this as she tells Charlotte that her dad is just like a one-night stand. What the fuck? That wasn't PG. Anyway, here comes Chris Jericho. He wants everyone to shut up, as usual. He degrades Sasha for disrespecting Charlotte and her dad, even though Charlotte basically degraded her own dad. And he gives Jericho gives Charlotte his support. He wants Charlotte to win at SummerSlam, and he again degrades Sasha for not what a boss really means. Are you my boss? Are you gonna fire me? Are you gonna give me fines? And yeah, here comes Enzo dancing around, but where's Big Cass? Oh wait, Enzo wanted to do this by himself because, you know, Enzo usually has Big Cass around, but he wants Sasha to himself. And this leads to a mixed tag team match arranged by Mick Foley, because who wants to see a mixed tag team match in the new era? Because we all want to see Sasha and Enzo together, I guess. It was pretty good. Pretty good. And Charlotte and Jericho get the win after Charlotte lied about not needing Dana, because Dana came out anyway to provide interference again on Sasha. Even though Sasha hit Dana and bitch slapped Jericho, Charlotte hit natural selection on Sasha and pinned the women's champ. And Sasha lost as the first night as women's champ. What the fuck? But here comes Chris Jericho after the match, code breaker on Enzo. Here comes Big Cass marching to the ring like the giant he is. And Jericho, Charlotte, and Dana walk away. Just like, "No, I don't want to do anything with you. I don't want to do anything with you." So, this will probably lead to a match at SummerSlam, because later in the night, Jericho thinks Enzo is now a marked man, because now he has an insurance policy in the form of Mr. Knickerbocker, aka Kevin Owens. Yeah, Kevin Owens is now Jericho's tag team partner or backup of some sorts against the team of Enzo and Cass. Yeah, as I said, which will probably lead to a match at SummerSlam, which will be pretty cool, but it's not confirmed yet, but it's most likely going to be there. And overall, pretty cool way to open Monday Night Raw. And Jericho versus Owens versus Enzo and Cass should be a pretty fun match to watch. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor had a confrontation before their Universal Championship match at SummerSlam. Finn Balor described his two victories over Rusev and Roman Reigns last week as emotionally amazing, before Seth Rollins came out to, do his usual stick and put over his opponents and, put over himself. So Finn Balor's accomplishments were put over by Seth Rollins, his accomplishments in NXT, only for Seth to put over his accomplishments down in NXT because, well, he did it first. For example, Finn Balor was the NXT champion. Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion. So Seth claimed he did it better. What Finn Balor did after Seth Rollins, Seth did it better. So Seth claimed Finn was the Hollywood remake. Ha ha ha! But anyway, this was a pretty cool segment, and Finn Balor didn't take Seth's words pretty kindly. He said that Seth didn't earn his opportunity to be in the Universal Championship match at SummerSlam. He was handed the opportunity by Stephanie McMahon, which pretty much pissed Seth off because, unlike Seth, Finn had to face two people in Rusev and Roman Reigns to earn his way into the Universal Championship match. And Seth's pissed off, and he goes on to say that I did not get anything handed to me ever in my life, so I'm going to show the world that you are nothing at SummerSlam, that I am the real man by pinning your ass at SummerSlam to become the first Universal Champion. And Finn Balor goes on to retract and say, the only thing that's going to get handed to you is your ass, not the Universal title. And Seth backs off, but he then try to go for a cheap shot. Finn Balor counters with an overhead kick, which was pretty cool as hell. Seth backs away out of the ring, and then that was the end of the segment. That was so epic. That mic work though, that was just spot on. Like, it definitely laid the groundwork for their feud. It kept Finn Balor's mic work to a minimum. It also introduced like some of his work in NXT for those unfamiliar, especially the casual fans. And Rollins continued his role as the villain. So I'm really excited for this match at SummerSlam. Are you guys? Let me know. Brock Lesnar made his return to Monday Night Raw after a triumphant victory over Mark Hunt at UFC 200, and as well as a victory over Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. As he continued to bounce around, as Paul Heyman spoke for him. It's good to have Paul Heyman back, and he reportedly agreed to a new deal in WWE, which is good because he's basically Brock's mouthpiece, and he's a good promoter for Brock's matches, and that's what I like about Paul Heyman. So anyway, Paul Heyman comes out to talk about his Brock's match against Randy Orton, and he basically degrades Randy Orton's RKO. He's not gonna RKO Brock Lesnar. Randy Orton's gonna get his ass handed to him to Suplex City. Then Randy Orton comes out. He gives an RKO to Lesnar out of nowhere. And then Randy Orton gets out of dodge, escapes through the crowd, pose. And then what really struck me, right before the show went off there, Stephanie McMahon, as the security and Raw roster, were trying to fail attempt to escort Randy out of the building. She screamed right before Raw went off there, "He's taking his shirt off!" Because Randy was taking his shirt off. She was yelling that at security, like, "Stephanie, you're still on the air. People can hear you. Fail." Anyway, that was a pretty cool segment. That, we all know that one RKO could knock out Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar almost instantly got up from one RKO, and he recovered in 1 minute or 30 seconds. So maybe SummerSlam it could take 2-3 RKOs to knock out Brock Lesnar. But yeah, it just goes to show that the RKO could strike down Suplex City. Mark Henry had a United States Championship match because, well, he requested it and he wanted to have one last go-around with the title so he can represent a U.S. Championship in the Rio Olympics. So he got a match against Rusev, which was pretty bad, and Rusev won handedly with the accolade. But what happened after the match was pretty impressive, because Rusev was talking shit about the Rio Olympics and the American athletes competing in the Rio Olympics, and here comes Roman Reigns, now officially in his higher upper mid-card spot, no longer in the main event scene, which is pretty good for him at this point of his career, which I'll talk about in a second. Here comes Roman Reigns. He blocks Rusev trying to escape, and Rusev puts him down, and he tries to go for that super kick, but Roman Reigns gives him a high clothesline, and then he tries to go for a Superman punch, Rusev escapes, but then Roman Reigns from the top of the steel steps gives Rusev a Superman punch from there, which was pretty cool as hell. And Roman Reigns has officially set his sights on the United States Championship. Now, I know what you all are going to say in the IWC, okay? Oh, Roman Reigns shouldn't be feuding for the United States Championship now. He should be buried. He should be buried altogether. No. Roman Reigns, even though he did get suspended, he was the top face of the company. Yeah, this is sort of, kind of his punishment, but hey, this is a chance to rebound, regain his footing, and gradually regain his main event spot rather than forcibly go back up. He can tweak his character, like with the red vest and all, red and black vest, which is pretty badass, and tweak his character a little bit. Maybe he can even ditch the Shield attire one by one, and then eventually, by gradual change, regain the fans' trust. Maybe even the IWC. So, yeah, I feel like his new mid-card spot could help Roman Reigns become a brand new, badass babyface. And I know we all want to see him turn heel, but maybe this new mid-card spot and redemption story won't be so bad. So, Roman Reigns versus Rusev at SummerSlam will be pretty cool. This feud was going to be pretty awesome. And I'm excited to see what lies for Roman Reigns nowadays in the upper mid-card. Now that he's going to have to fight for his spot back. Now he's going to have to see what he needs to do to improve his ring ability, improve his character, improve his mic skills, improve the trust of his fans and the IWC, and etc. So I'm excited for Roman Reigns right now. If you guys are not, especially in the IWC, then there's something wrong with you. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge Roman Reigns fan, nor am I a hater. I'm just a fan. Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn put on a clinic Monday night, as Seth Rollins looked to make an example out of Sami Zayn, which he did, not really, but it was a pretty cool match, and I really wish Sami Zayn had a feud right now and a rival to work with, because he really needs someone to work with other than Kevin Owens. So Seth countered a haluva kick into a pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Seth gets the win as he looks to go on to SummerSlam to take the Universal Championship against Finn Balor. Your WWE World Tag Team Champions were in action as they took on Gallows and Anderson, but there was a catch. One member of the New Day was banned from ringside as requested by the club, and it turned out to be Xavier Woods. But he barely competes in any of the New Day's matches anyway. So, New Day with Big E and Kofi only take on Anderson and Gallows, and New Day win quickly. But that was okay, because Anderson and Gallows decimated them. It was like, holy shit, this is brutal. And then they destroy Xavier Woods instantly when he tries to help, and then they give Big E a boot of doom because he's the big man, the muscle of the group. And then what they decide to do, Big E, hey Anderson, let's have Big E not have any more kids. So they grab Big E, and then groin first, they make him crash into the bottom turnbuckle. And Big E's like, oh shit, my groin, oh fuck. But that looked pretty bad. That hurt. If that was me, it would have hurt so much. I knew it was a storyline and work, but that looked so brutal. It's like, how will he have kids now? How is he gonna have kids? Anyway, Big E's in the training room, and WWE.com posts a storyline injury update on Big E. They don't know what the injury is. It's probably a groin injury. That's a storyline, but yeah, New Day is down a peg. And yeah, my phone went off again. And now it's down to Kofi and Xavier, and the club ain't gonna stop until the New Day's down. Until the New Day falls, and Gallows and Anderson will rock to become your WWE World Tag Team Champions. Cause that's just too sweet. Cesaro and Sheamus had a match for future US title considerations, and this was a pretty good match. I like this match, and some people may not like it, but that's their own personal preference. And I like this match a lot, and these two have good chemistry in their previous matches, and this will probably lead to another feud, because after the match, after Cesaro won with the neutralizer, Sheamus and Cesaro were brawling because Sheamus was pissed off that Cesaro is now a future possible number one contender. I don't know. They didn't confirm it. And they were brawling back like during the commercial break. And this will probably lead to a match or two next week or at SummerSlam with a real number one contender slot on the line. Titus ONeil took on his former primetime player, Darren Young, in singles competition because he questioned why Darren Young is trying to make himself look great again. And Titus ONeil won by pinning him while holding the tights. And Bob Backlund was pissed. He's pissed. And he goes on to rage at Titus ONeil for cheating. Why'd you cheat? Why'd you cheat? I'm gonna punch your old ass if you don't shut the fuck up. If you don't shut the fuck up right now, because I do what I can to win. And then Darren Young, after the match, gets pissed off backstage. He attacks Titus ONeil from behind and says, "You don't call him old. You don't call him old. You don't do him my tour." And they're probably gonna have a feud again. Hopefully it doesn't flop this time around. And they just better explore it. And another match at SummerSlam. And of course there's some of the cool shit that happened on Raw, but then there's also the really pointless shit. So the first start is the Golden Truth. The Golden Truth were in tag team action against the Shining Stars because of what happened last week on Raw, where the Golden Truth distracted the Shining Stars in their match against Enzo and Cass because R-Truth playing Pokemon Go. And this week, Pokemon Go was a factor in this match because R-Truth couldn't stop playing it. And this is why you get too addicted to the game. And it cost the Golden Truth the match because it's basically a 2-on-1 handicap match in which the Golden Truth lost because Primo or Epico rolled up Goldust for the victory, and Goldust was pissed off. It's like, Truth, get off the fucking game, man. When it comes to wrestling, you gotta focus on wrestling, man. Nah, I'm freaking Pokemon Go. And that was just like a weird ass pointless segment. There are also 2 squash matches on Raw because who doesn't love squash matches? There's Braun Strowman destroying some guy, and if he won, he would get that local guy won. He would get $5,000, and if he lost, he would still get some money, $1,000, which is something. Braun Strowman won decisively, of course, with the reverse choke slam. 1, 2, 3. Hey, at least the guy got $1,000. The local competitor got $1,000. And then Nia Jax was also in action against somebody, and she destroyed her with some finisher, and she loves doing it. And lastly, Jinder Mahal made his return to WWE when he was with Heath Slater to invade Raw because Heath Slater was still undrafted by Raw or SmackDown. And Mick Foley came out, told them that they shouldn't be here because neither one of them is contracted, and he says that they will compete. Jinder and Heath will compete for a contract for the final contract spot on Monday Night Raw because it's packed. For what reason? And Jinder Mahal behind Heath Slater's back asked the referee to ring the bell. And no more 2MB, baby! Super kick out of nowhere. And then Jinder Mahal wins the last Raw contract. And Heath Slater's like, what the fuck, man? What the hell just happened? And Jinder Mahal's back on Raw. Overall, this is a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. Not as good as last week, but not every week will be as great as last week. I really like the progression, the storyline progression, and the new feuds that they're putting on, and the gradual progression of wrestlers, like new wrestlers, like Nia Jax and Braun Strowman as wrestlers, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week and moving forward, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen as we move forward to SummerSlam. Anyway, Lasagnas, I hope you guys liked my Raw reactions. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below for your Raw reactions. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media links. They're in the description below. And always be delicious.